What's up, guys? Roberto here. I help spiritually minded entrepreneurs take authority over their health and wealth by helping them activate their most powerful asset, which is their mind. So in this series, we've been talking about how to get an idea into its physical form, whether it's a book that you want to start, a blog, a YouTube channel, a business. So if you haven't watched the part one, I suggest you pause this video and then go back somewhere in this channel and start with part one, because each one of these videos builds on top of the next one. So for this one, we talked about getting rid of scarcity and poverty mentality. If you have an idea that you want to execute, you have to absolutely get rid of that and have an abundance and prosperity mentality. Next, we also talked about research, which really translates into education. After that, you have to begin to get educated on the craft that you have. And you have to begin by doing that by reading or researching what other people have done in the same area that you want to do that thing, whether it's that same business or a book or a similar YouTube channel, something like that. The next one is we talked about accountability. Accountability is huge, because as an entrepreneur or business owner, nobody's going to keep you accountable. You have to keep yourself accountable. So accountability is huge. And for this video, it's a very important video because a lot of people think that you don't necessarily have to have this quality to be a business person, but you have to have it if you want to be a successful business person. And that is financial IQ. You have to increase your financial literacy or your financial IQ. So you have to simply become smarter when it comes to money. And here is how you can first start with that. You may not have a business yet. But you can treat your own personal money like a business. So what I mean by that is you have to begin to know about taxes. You have to begin and see, all of that may seem too overwhelming. Like, okay, that's too much. Like I don't even have a business. But here's the thing. I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm not here to just tell you to do this thing and follow this thing and buy my program. No, I'm telling you the truth because this is what's going to be needed if you want to survive out there. And if you're not smart with money, with your own personal money, then you're probably not going to be smart when it comes to your business. You have to know how to handle money. If you don't know how to handle money, you're not going to do as good as you could be doing. So when it comes to your own personal finances, a lot of people have the rule of 30, which basically is give away 10%, save 10%, and invest 10%. A lot of people follow that principle and say live off of 70%. It doesn't matter which one you choose. Choose something that works for you and follow that. Now, I'm a believer that you should be a giver if you want to get in return, because it always comes back to you. It always does. So I am a proponent for always giving, whether that's giving to your church or giving to people in need or giving to an organization that you are passionate about. However, not just giving, you have to also know how money works. And money follows attention, and money also follows those who attract it. So if you're always talking bad about people who have money, you probably don't have any money, just to be real. Like if you talk bad about people that have money, now granted, some people are not honest. Like the way they get money, they're not. But you criticizing everybody that has money or that has a new car or a nice house and saying, I wonder how they got it. You probably don't have any money. And one of the reasons why you don't have money is because you keep on talking crap about people that have money. You cannot condemn the very thing that you want in your life. You can't. You have to begin to get rid of that scarcity mentality, that poverty mentality that keeps you like a victim. Nobody owes you anything. Okay? Nobody does. You have to go out there and get the thing that you want. You have to go out there and get it. So then, how do you begin to increase your financial literacy? The Rich Dad, Poor Dad books are great for increasing your financial literacy. I would start by reading the Rich Dad Poor books, the Rich Dad Poor Dad books by Robert Kiyosaki. They're like classics, honestly. And they really begin to teach you about an employee mentality, an investor mentality, a self-employed, a business owner, like all the different things that you need to know, right? So there's only two different ways that money is made. You can either earn money by working a certain amount of hours and you make an hourly wage, or you get paid for a service that you provide or something that you give them for an exchange or of a certain amount. Like that's pretty much it. Now the other way, which is another way, is by making that money work for you, which is investing that money and making it work for you, like in real estate, or maybe you invested in a company or you invested in your own company and you're working towards that company being more of like a passive income. Or maybe you're affiliated with like a network marketing company and some of that money that's coming in is passive. So you want to begin to get a little bit smarter when it comes to money. So when it comes to your own personal budget, do you have a plan for where your money goes? There's a great app called Every Dollar app. It's by Dave Ramsey, which, by the way, I am not necessarily a huge proponent for Dave Ramsey. I think that he has a lot of great information. I think that you really can get into trouble financially. Like getting in debt and stuff like that if you follow his principles. However, if you want to become a millionaire, nobody wants to wait until they're 50 or 60 or 70 or 80 or 40 years and have to skip their Starbucks that they want to drink or something just because of the things that he teaches. I think that's scarcity thinking, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. So you guys can do whatever you want. If you guys want to follow what he does, then all power to you. So I would start with the Robert Kiyosaki books, the Rich Dad Poor Dad books, because those books help you increase your financial literacy. And that's one of the best things that you can do for learning how to make money. Now, you can watch videos and that can help you. But being a reader and then taking that information and then really dissecting it, especially something that has to do with money, that's how you're really going to learn. And it starts by just you managing your finances better. So how much money goes out to giving? How much money goes out to eating out? How much money goes out to subscriptions? Like, you have to know where your money is going. And in business, you have to absolutely know where every single dollar is going. Is it going to payroll? Is it going to taxes? Is it going to inventory? Where is it going to marketing? Is it going to rent? Where is it going? It's the same thing with your own personal life. So you can begin practicing in your own personal life. Like, look at the last 3 statements of this past 3 months, and then look at all the different categories and see where did you spend majority of your money. How much percentage went out to just entertainment? How much went out to just like miscellaneous? Like, you don't even know what you spent there. How much of it went to debt? How much of it went to blah, 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 and begin naming all these things and then begin being conscious of how much you want it to go to. Now, I don't believe you should lower your standard of living according to how much money you make. I think you should you should keep this standard of living that you have and then believe, stand in faith, and then work to do what you gotta do to increase your money to the standard of living that you want to have. Like, if you want to be able to give away a large portion of your money, that doesn't mean that you're just going to sit back and say, well, I don't have that money, so I guess I can't. No, that means you got to get with it, increase your money so that you can give that money. Or maybe you want to be able to give your family a vacation once a month. That doesn't mean you look at your bank account and say, well, I guess we can't do it. No, that means you keep that your goal. You keep that your goal. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for it. And then work towards being able to do that. Or maybe you want to be able to take your family once a week out to eat. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about that. Rather than lowering your standard for that, work to make the finances match the standard of living that you have. That's what you want to do. You want to tell the money what to do. Don't let the money dictate how you want to live your life. This is how I want to live my life, and money has to work for me. Don't let money master you. People let money master them by telling them how they can live their life. They're like, oh, well, this is how much I earn, so this is how I got to live. That's scarcity mentality. That's scarcity thinking. And if anybody tells you otherwise, it's probably because they're living that way. They're like, well, you just don't want to get too caught up with all that money stuff. Listen, man, you don't even give any of your money away. You don't help out anybody around you. Or every now and then you do, but then you feel bad about it. Or the things that you want to do, you're not even doing because you won't increase. You don't want to keep your standard of living because you're not willing to do what it takes to make that much money. It's not about the money. It's about having the ability to do the things that we're called to do. If you have money, then you have the ability to take care of your family, take care of other people, and be able to help other people. There's been times in my life where I've needed help. And if it wasn't for people that had those resources, that had the money, I wouldn't be where I am. But guess what? Those people were willing to do things that I wasn't in that time, which is the reason why they had those resources, they had that money, and they were able to help out somebody like me. Like my parents did that over and over again. Why? Because they were willing to do things and get a hold of their money to be able to help other people in need. And some of those people was me. So I'm very thankful for that. So don't lower your standard of living. Increase your financial IQ. Start reading some of Robert Kiyosaki's books. I believe is the Something Quadrant is what it's called. It's really good. That one's a really good book. But also begin to watch where your money is going, because what you do in your personal finances is going to translate into what you're going to be doing in your business. So increase your financial IQ, take a look at your finances, and begin to take authority over those finances so that you can begin doing the very thing that you want to do. Peace.